Next up on the channel, we've got Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
So up out there in action figure land, Way I Got It Figured, back with another WWE Ultimate Edition review. This time we're looking at Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 2. Back in February, I did the video on the accompanying figure, Mr. T, which is the WrestleMania 2 match where Mr. T and Hulk Hogan teamed up to wrestle Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. So, as I stated in the other video, you know, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan is in this instance, it's like Batman and Robin. It just didn't feel right to have one without the other. I got this Hulk Hogan on clearance. He was $16.49 at the time, so he was, you know, half off, essentially 50% off. So of course I grabbed him at that. But you know, basically that's why I got the figure. As it turns out, I am not a huge Hulk Hogan fan. I prefer Hollywood Hulk Hogan from the NWO era, where he's a bad guy, because for whatever reason that feels more real to me. But you know, needless to say, to have a displayable Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, I felt like they went together, and so Hulk Hogan got a figure. Also, I enjoy championship belts, so so you know, those things all together earned Hulk Hogan a spot in my collection. So of course he is in his WWE Ultimate Edition packaging, and of course you have your side panel, back panel, the tail of the tape, and there's a blurb, and the Hulkster Hulk Hogan circa WrestleMania 2. On the bottom you got your legalese and another Ultimate Edition kind of logo. You got the figure in a glamour shot, Hulkster sort of hulking up and play into the crowd, one of his favorite things to do. Got the tail of the tape, 6'7", 2.01 meters of height, from Venice Beach, California. Finisher, the atomic leg drop. Career highlight, WWE champion. With the power of Hulkamania and the electricity of millions of screaming Hulkamaniacs on his side, there's nothing in the world that can take down the Hulkster, brother. So what you're gonna do when Hulk Hogan and his 24-inch pythons run wild on you? So there you go. What you're gonna do. The famous line. All right, so we're gonna get Hulk Hogan out of the package. There is another little wording kind of thing up here. Now read, you know, I'll at least show that as we get them out. So let's do that, and we'll move on to the figure. So here we have the top portion with the little saying there, and it's a good one. Well, let me tell you something, B.G. So there you go there. And we will get him out of his package now. All right, so we've got Hulk Hogan on the turntable. Hulkamania running wild with all those accessories. And as is typical for the WWE Ultimate Edition line, he is running wild with accessories. You get 3 sets of hands in addition to the ones that are on him. So it's basically a total of 4 sets of hands, 2 heads, championship belt, the gold chain that's on his neck, and the ever-present Hulkamania t-shirt. Of course, he has these knee pads on as well, which do count as accessories. So here he is in his tan glory days, the big hero of the WWE, or then the WWF. And like, you know, most kids, you know, our team tuned in on USA Network to watch WWE, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling, the cartoon. I watched the matches. Even if I wasn't like the most huge fan of wrestling, it was fun to watch. I liked watching it, and I did get to see a lot of the early kind of big moments. And of course, Hulk Hogan with his yellow trunks and all of that back in the day was you know, the big deal. And in WrestleMania 2, you know, he had the match with Mr. T, and there was a whole bunch of shenanigans with that because Mr. T sort of dipped out that day, and Hulk Hogan had to go find him and all this kind of stuff. And you know, you can read the histories of all of this on Wikipedia and look it up on YouTube. It's all over the place. Hulk Hogan is, you know, his place in wrestling history is cemented. There's no denying it. Even if I'm not the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, I will never deny his place in sort of the pantheon of wrestling. I always sort of liked how he was, you know, first of all, he was, you know, ripping off the Hulk. To me, that was how I felt about it. Like, Hulk Hogan, the hell? You know, it's the Incredible Hulk, man. He ain't the Hulk. He's some guy, you know, from Venice Beach. But it worked out for him. You know, can't say it didn't. And he, you know, he was the big good guy, but he would like hit you with chairs when the ref wasn't looking and rake your back when the ref wasn't looking. And I was sort of, he had anti-hero-ish tendencies, but he wasn't really supposed to be an anti-hero. I did, at least that's how I viewed it. And then of course all the stuff that would happen behind the scenes, like, you know, you always had to be champion and didn't want to do business and all that kind of stuff. You know, it was never a surprise to me. Let's put it that way. But here he is, Hulk Hogan, in all his glory. No need to run him down on that. You know, this is an excellent figure, and he has all the normal WWE Ultimate Edition articulation. And what I would also say about it is, honestly, the likeness is pretty awesome for a figure that you could go buy in a store. This looks like Hulk Hogan from 1982 or 3 or whatever it was. Of course, this is sort of halfway his pre-match look because he had the Hulkster headband on before the match. Guess he probably should have the shirt on so you can tear it off with Mr. T, and I don't know, maybe I'll put it on for the ring gear attire look, walking down to the ring, or, you know, that kind of thing. But he's got the butterfly joints, and they go back really far, which is pretty nice. The tri-pose elbow, the wrists, the ab crunch, so you can definitely do the Hulkster. You know, I'll change them out for fists, but, you know, you can do the Hulkster muscle flex. You know, when he's hulking up, you can do that. You got the ab crunch, which is not that generous on this figure. Doesn't go that far down, but, you know, you can go back to about there. obviously waist articulation, thigh cut, boot cut. His legs has pins while the arms don't, but I have other Ultimate Editions that have pinned legs, so that, you know, that's cool. He's got the knee pads for that. You can boot cut. You got your additional toe articulation, and you got ankle rocker, and of course you're supposed to be, it was really tight on this one, but you know, your foot goes down to about there, up to about there, and kind of give somebody the boot, give them the big boot, and then go for your absurdly ridiculous leg drop. That, you know, I vowed that if I was ever in the ring with Hulk Hogan, I would kick out of. I just would never go down to the leg drop. It's stupid to me, but you know, I respect the product. So there you go, Hulk Hogan articulation. I'll mess around with a few of his accessories. Pop his head off. There's a gold chain. And we gotta be authentic, because we wanna show him with Mr. T, who I do have on hand. So we'll put his t-shirt on. And I may actually keep him with the t-shirt on. I don't know, we'll see. I have a Survivor Series Hulk Hogan with the yellow t-shirt, and of course it's not, you know, it's not a soft goods t-shirt, it's just plastic, but it came with the small wing championship belt, which is why I bought them. There you go, t-shirt is on. There's the smiling Hulk Hogan, but I like the crazed kind of look that this one has. You know, for somebody who don't like Hulk Hogan that much, I'm having a lot of fun here. But yeah, look at this one. I like this one. This one's the crazed, almost crazed look. Like, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. That's kind of the face I imagine him having when he does that. Me and Mr. T are gonna lay the smack down on your brother. Wow, he looks really freaky like that. But the likeness is there, still good. But it does look freakish. In a couple of years, I'm gonna leave and go to WCW, brother. Take Hulkamania with me. All the Hulkamaniacs can watch me turn into Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And I'll do the job, you know, I don't know, 1.5 times between now and then. So there you go, Hulk Hogan. Throw some fists on there. You got his fist pose, his pointing pose. His t-shirt, which I'm just probably screwing the pooch on. It does go on here better than this. That you can rip. And of course you got the signature Hulk Hogan t-shirt rip things in the back. Yeah. I'm going to be an 87-time world champion, brother. And to be honest and fair, you know, in his older career, even though they kept giving him the belt, he did drop the belt when needed to do it. But he was such a backstage politicker that, you know, you all know. Anybody watching this video already knows. You didn't put my gold chain back on, brother. I have this crazed look. Since I did that, we'll go ahead and put the smiley face Hogan on. You know, at his happiest when he's the champ and everybody's worried about the 24-inch pythons or whatever. We'll go ahead and bring in Mr. T. And of course, the match that he was in with Mr. T was not a championship match. I don't remember if he was even the champion at the time. But maybe some of my deep wrestling fans can illuminate me on that one. I don't remember if he was the champion at the time, but it wasn't a championship match anyway. It was a tag team match. And there you go. So it's Hulk Hogan and Mr. T together. And they look cool. You know, if you want to display, you know, if you want to have the thing I like about the Ultimate Edition is, you know, if you want to have kind of a display of different eras or whatever like that, it's you know, they give you like really iconic looks for these guys. I don't want to call them characters, even though there were characters involved, but you know, they're very iconic looks for the characters. So, you know, you can have Mr. T doing his thing. You can have Hulk Hogan, you know, pointing in the air and kind of, you know, doing this sort of whatever, or maybe you want him to flex the pythons. A lot of ways to go with it. And I gotta say, you know, again, regardless of what I feel about Hulk Hogan, you know, his place in wrestling history is cemented, and any wrestling fan, you know, has some sort of connection to Hulk Hogan, either back in that day or perhaps in WCW. You know, he was all over the place. So there you go, Hulk Hogan with Mr. T, WrestleMania 2. Let's move on to the final word. Final thoughts on WWE Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. This is a awesome classic take on the character, on the man, on the myth, the legend, Hulk Hogan. From a time when everybody loved wrestling to some extent. It's a quintessential version of Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, and you know, I think it has a place in virtually any WWE fans collection, even mine. I'm gonna go ahead and give this figure, honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing, you know, the posability and an icon look. You know, I could even reasonably get him in a ripping his shirt pose. I mean, it's, you know, it's a great figure, and the WWE Ultimate Edition, for a store-bought Mattel figure, they really do knock these guys out of the park. You know, I do Master Burst reviews here and there as well, and as cool as they are and as signature a property as Masters of the Universe is for Mattel, I think they put more into the WWE figures, particularly the Ultimate Edition. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and give Hulk Hogan a 10 out of 10. Where I got a figure rank, whether it's grudgingly or not, you know, the toy, the figure deserves it for a store-bought figure. So that's where I'm gonna drop that. When I've talked a lot about, you know, talked you to death about the old days of wrestling or whatever was going on with Hulk Hogan. So I'm gonna cut it off here. But if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you're not new to the channel, leave a comment. I do have some more WWE figures to review, some elite WWE elites and here and there to go over. I do them sporadically. I did want to do Hulk Hogan in March around WrestleMania. I was thinking about doing kind of tying it into WrestleMania, but I let the Mandalorian have March. So Hulk Hogan is in the can, and I will see you guys on the next video. Everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.